से अच्छी डिजिटल पेमेंट टेक्नोलॉजी यूपीआई है। मेरा फर्स्ट सप्लीमेंट्री ये है कि मैं सरकार से ये जानना चाहती हूँ कि जिन
Earlier, so we saw JP Nadda making a statement from the Parliament on the much anticipated and long pending India-US trade deal, and Republic's coverage, rolling coverage on the deal continues here as well. I have my colleague Pranav also with me on this. Viewers, we're covering the much anticipated deal between the India and US, which was announced last night by President Trump. We also had a statement coming from the Prime Minister, and the mood of the country here today, very positive is what our Prime Minister says. He was earlier facilitated by the NDA leaders as well. And we're looking at this confidence and now brimming up, in fact, in the NDA leadership. Prime Minister himself, as this much anticipated deal between the India and the US has now been announced. Tariffs have been cut down to 18%. Remember, this comes after months of stalled negotiations. Tariff tensions are building up between the two economies, and now the deal has finally been announced. Let's also listen in as to what JP Nadda said earlier in the Parliament.
कल देर रात अमेरिका के राष्ट्रपति जी ने एक ट्वीट किया है जिसमें उन्होंने टैरिफ्स के बारे में प्रधानमंत्री जी को अवगत कराया, और उन्होंने प्रधानमंत्री जी के बारे में एक सच्चे दोस्त के बारे में भी चर्चा की है उस ट्वीट में। उसके बाद आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने शुक्रिया अदा किया नहीं, दिस इज नॉट गुड। उन्होंने विस्तृत रूप से धन्यवाद देते हुए ट्रेड के बारे में जो भारत और अमेरिका के संबंध है उसकी चर्चा की है इस ट्वीट में। मैं यहां ये बताना चाहता हूं कि मैं विपक्ष की हताशा, विपक्ष का फ्रस्ट्रेशन, ये स्पष्ट मुझे दिखता है, जिन्हें अच्छाई में भी बुराई दिखने का एक तरीका बन गया है। मैं सरकार की तरफ से आपको यह आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूं कि सरकार पूरी ट्रेड के बारे में, ऑल माइन्यूट डिटेल्स के बारे में सरकार आएगी और आपको बताएगी, और कंसर्न मंत्री उसके बारे में चर्चा करेंगे। बहुत जल्द सरकार सो मोटो स्टेटमेंट देने वाली है और इस ट्रेड डील के बारे में भी विस्तृत रूप से चर्चा लेकिन ये जो तरीका है, दिस मेथोडोलॉजी, ये तरीका प्रजातंत्र के लिए बहुत बड़ा घातक है, और इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस और इंडिया अलायंस का इररिस्पॉन्सिबल बिहेवियर है। इट इज एन इररिस्पॉन्सिबल बिहेवियर when the government is ready to answer each and every question.
All right, viewers, that was a big statement made by JP Nadda on the India-US trade deal. Pranav, it seems a lot of confidence in the NDA leadership as well we are witnessing right after the announcement.
Well, absolutely. Prime Minister today morning just said thank you. These two words are very, very important given the silence that we've seen over the past 6 months. If you remember, there were a lot of statements that were made by US decision makers, some sort of incitements, but India remained silent. India did not react. So these words that are coming are probably much weighted response post a measured response that in fact India put out yesterday.
Right, of course, so very timely as well. India
Absolutely.
played the strategic silence really well. We saw a lot of statements coming in from Scott Bessent. We had Howard Lutnick and
Absolutely.
a lot of Peter Navarro making very targeted statements
Absolutely.
against India.
Absolutely.
But Indian side remained silent, continued to sign FTAs with other countries on the side, and time also gave us sort of leverage here, right?
Well, whatever interactions we've had with analysts, it's in fact worked as a blessing in disguise, because India tried to expand its its export base to other countries. I mean, if you just have to go through the list, we've signed economic partnership agreements and free trade agreements with UK, Switzerland, Norway, Iceland, Oman, Australia, UAE, and you know, the EU, the mother of all deals that we signed. I think Trump's effort to probably hold a monopoly has kind of swung or spun the other way, wherein we are seeing a multipolar world and a new world order emerging, and India is definitely, you know, playing that from the front.
And as Prime Minister also rightly said, the world order is changing. India is finding its place in that changing order. Also, because you mentioned a lot of FTAs that India has recently signed. How do you think, you know, the role of the mother of all deals played in triggering this India-US FTA? Do you think it sort of fastened the pace here?
Well, we saw a lot of economic, financial activity over the past about a week or so. We were talking to one of the experts who very cheekily today morning said that he may have got a FOMO post the mother of all deals that was signed last week. So yes, with Trump, we cannot rule that out. But yes, that's not something that you can probably, peg around as something that may have definitively resulted in the US-India trade deal